Welcome back to the Brew podcast, everyone. This is episode 208. Forgot to clear my throat before that, record button hit. Lots of news going on in beer. I don't know if you know, but lots of news. Dayton's Best came out. Remember when we cared about that? The first year of this podcast, we really tried.
Yeah.
We had people voting, and we had a different name back then, so I assume that it had something to do with that. So we haven't tried. Maybe 2023 is the year we should try.
Why is that? Do we have an opening?
Why not? I think we're better, and we more represent Dayton than we used to. I think we have a lot of good things to say, a lot more knowledge. We've participated in a lot more Dayton things.
Yeah.
Barrel House, for example, and our coming Advent calendar. And by the way, we haven't stated this yet. Yeah. You don't have to be Catholic or Christian to celebrate the Advent calendar.
Are you running into difficulties with that?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. I just thought of it, actually, just in this moment. But the Best of Dayton, thought I'd highlight a couple unless you had something you want to start off with.
No.
All right, Best in Dayton brewery. Any guesses, or should we just run through these? What Warped Wing? Probably been the same every year, I would assume. I think Branch and Bone might have won last year, but I don't remember. The best bar. Well, best gay bar is MJ's on Jefferson. I don't know either what MJ's or Jefferson. I'm guessing Jefferson is downtown.
Yeah, Jefferson is the street. When I go to the Carriage House Bar, I erroneously turn on. It's the second one that would take you. So like Brown or whatever. It's on the other side of the hospital.
Okay. Best hamburger sliders. I just wanted to say that one because while I agree, I've heard something about there's a place on Woodman apparently that's like amazing.
It's interesting because Sliders and Woodman then are close to each other. Mm-hmm. Because Sliders is the one that's kitty corner with apologies to the place we used to go for beer. Yeah, for craft beer before Pat's and Barrel House.
Oh yeah, Belmont Party Supply. Belmont is right there. Like Waterville or whatever, Smithville.
It's got the obnoxiously high sinks. There's two bars that I really like. It's Sliders, and Trolley Stop. Trolley Stop has like nipple height.
Oh yeah, I had not
sinks. Both of them.
Last time I went to Sliders, I sat at the bar because I was by myself and I just wanted a burger. And yeah, it was pretty high. You're right, because I remember being like this.
Both of them.
On my phone.
Things like that. Clean bathrooms. Nothing but obnoxiously high sinks. I don't know if it's just their
old chairs too. A lot of old chairs, but great burger.
Yeah,
very good burger. And the bar. Where is it here? I lost it. Well, best restaurant. While I find that best restaurant in Oregon District, tie 9. Do you agree?
Best restaurant in Oregon District.
That's what they say.
You're really not that much for, yes, you're really, but there's a caveat. There's not a lot of restaurants. Everything at, the one place that I've ate at twice, we sat at the obnoxiously small table that was half the size of this table. And again, but I like my personal space when I'm eating, and like there's other people that you couldn't have said pussy without the other person like
yeah, what did you say?
What's going on?
How dare you?
Yeah. How egregious.
Century Bar. Best bar in Dayton for 2022.
I agree.
I'd have to agree with that. They don't have one specifically for beer, except the brewery, which is Warped Wing. And there's some really good stuff in here. Best Fine Dining, Pine Club. So this is kind of your intro to Dayton. If you're a new listener and you're trying to get familiar with Dayton. Best ice cream, they say Young's Jersey Dairy. I would
that's not Dayton, so it's Dayton area. Okay.
Yeah, Dayton and metropolitan area. I would say that most of these I could agree with or at least be okay with. Best place to take out of towners. Best restaurant to take out of towners. Here the winner is Marion's. And you have to remember, this is voted on.
Still haven't been there.
Yeah, I don't know that I've been to Marion's. I can't remember because there's like Marion's, Mariano's, and like 3 other ones, Donato's. And I can't remember what I haven't had.
Like Donato's,
but
Donato's
I know that I don't
expensive.
go back. the only ones that I've memorably liked are Casciano's and Giannino's. Those are the only 2 pizzas I've liked in Dayton. I'd say that's probably good. That's probably a good rundown. You want more? Go to Dayton.com. That's where they list all that stuff.
Did they have podcast on there?
Yeah, but it's in a different category. They're linked, but I can go and find out.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, most of the like entertainment related ones are news or news adjacent.
I still have that email sitting in my where they explain to us
yep, I still have that as well.
Bloviated for that.
Oh no, it's not your name.
And then the bowling standings from before that, and then that bowling alley doesn't exist anymore. So adjacent to this, it's interesting because we always talk about what can we do to amp up viewers besides just keep doing what we're doing. The studio manager at where I work out at Orange Theory, she had a beer Instagram.
No shit.
Beer Instagram. They don't do it anymore. And the reason why is because she just got back from vacation and she went to a couple of breweries in Orlando. The only one that I know of in Orlando is Cigar City. She did not go to that one. But she said all of them were terrible besides one, so I want to give an out shout. And then I want to talk about her Instagram. Bearing the lead. Was Ravenous Peg, great name. But her beer Instagram that her and her friend did, 3,000 followers, and they didn't put anything into it.
Beer Instagram is amazing. So
I am so behind on Instagram.
Well, we have an Instagram account for the podcast, and I used to post occasionally, mostly when we did our shorts.
Yeah.
I would post on there. Videos can't be longer than a minute, and mostly it's good for pictures. Well, I mean, there is just an enormous amount of really highly followed beer accounts, mostly women who drink a beer in a bikini or something. But there are just 450. That's how I found out about 450. 450 North.
I mean, if I would wear a bikini if it got us 3,000
I think we could start sharing. You know what? I'll start taking pictures of the beer when we have them, and we'll share. I'll start sharing more on Instagram.
It was incredible because
it's a good idea.
She's like, beer naturally comes up. Oh, what's your favorites? We're going back and forth. And there's a lot of beer parody with us. And she's like, oh yeah, I used to do this small Instagram thing for 2.5 years. We had 3,000 followers.
That's great.
And I don't know anything. People send my wife things on Instagram that they want me to look at.
That's a good, actually, I have a lot of ideas. I've been chopping all our longer videos into, it's taken me a lot longer than I thought, but I've just been chopping out the reviews.
Yeah.
And I've been debating how am I going to stick these on? Do I just throw them up on there one day and it'll bury all of our other videos because of the recents, so I've been thinking, how do I want to do this? But actually it might be a good idea to put those on Instagram. Just cut them down to a minute, get the highlights.
Because we're coming into the content heavy portion of the year, especially with the Advent calendar.
Yeah.
And a couple of the beer guys I follow on YouTube, again, this is where all those guys are under 10 minutes. This is a much more longer form, comedy beer or whatever. And they have some very pricier beers that they do, but then they chop it down to 8 minutes. They keep it, just to the facts for Chuck. And it's
just to the facts.
Just to the facts. That's where we should think about this. We should just do a rapid fire. Because the one guy that I, No Hype Beer Reviews, I'll outshout him because he's fantastic. He does all these bigger high grav beers. We should just gang tape them. Do 10 in a row. 10 in one day. Bring outfit changes. Yeah. And then we get to beer 7. We're
so that's exactly how.
This is really good.
Yeah, I've done that before with some of the shorts even.
Yeah, just gang tape.
Changed my shirt and did a couple. That way it looked like I was recording several days in a row, but I wasn't. I was doing them right there.
But you had the foresight to people are going to know that I'm just having a 6-pack.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that was it. I didn't want people thinking I was just downing a shitload of beer all at once.
Yeah. Well, we've all been there.
We have.
That happened to me on Thursday night. I was able to hang out digitally with my best friend, and I'm having a couple of permanent funerals, which are 3 Floyd's double-digit dippas. And he's like, hitting it hard tonight. I was like, oh, these aren't nothing. 7 beers later, they were something.
I bet you were hammered.
I was not in a good place.
I bet you were 3 Floyds to the wind.
I was 3 Floyds to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pay you. So I want to go with a little different glass on this one today.
Oh, I had a topic to talk about.
Bring it.
Cicerone stuff that you've been.
You didn't respond.
I know. I haven't. It's still unread because I leave things unread that I intend to respond to.
Oh, okay.
But I read them and then. But anyway, I've been looking into it, and I did not know that the glass stuff was part of it. Like I knew 100%. I knew you had to know it, but I didn't know that it was like part of the test. That's a different. It just spins my wheels thinking like, what is the age of the rules? Not that I disagree with the rules, but what's the age of the rules for the glasses, and is it based on sound science or hearsay? Like, because some of it's based on like the bubbles, and the aroma that comes from it. But was there a measurement made for that, or was that just like over the course of a long time, people were like, yes, this is where the bubbles are best.
This is something where we've straddled for years, ever since. Like, are we going to do pretentious or we're not? Like, and I've given you glassware that I've had, and none of it's like the specialized like tulip glasses or anything like that. It's all pint glasses or glasses with some artwork on it. But even on No Hype, they're like, oh, we all know. He says we all know we have to drink proper glassware because proper glassware makes the beer taste better. Ah, man, I don't know. And
does it?
I don't pour most stuff in unless I'm sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I drink it from the container.
Right.
Like even at dinner, we've been to dinners before. I'm like, I try to be creative or something. You can take that glass back. Like, I don't want it dirty. I don't want to encumber it. But like,
you're right.
I'm the worst person to ask.
But some of it, if you read the explanations for how these glasses are chosen, it makes sense to leave it in the bottle. Like some of them are like the Pilsner glass, for example. It's the way that it's like I don't know how thin, I guess. Is to kind of bottleneck the aroma that's coming from the bubbles. Now, what's a better bottleneck than a Pilsner glass? A bottle.
A bottle.
So I don't know. It's like when you read these explanations, sometimes it's like, now if it's on tap, obviously go with the glass that makes the most sense. But I just want to know, is it based on science? That's all. The scientific method? Not is it based on science? Was there a hypothesis, and then they tested that hypothesis, made measurements, or were they just like, this works? This is the best for us.
I would think. Wine glasses. I would say that there's a science or whatever to that too.
Like, could you argue?
I'm just gonna guess.
If you have 2 experts, or you have 1 expert even, and you pour a stout in a glass that stouts are made for, or you pour a stout in let's say an old school mug. Is he gonna be able to actually tell the difference, like in the flavor? Maybe.
I would think a Cicerone would.
That's what I'm asking. Like expert from that level, at that level. Like what is, and I would like to see what are the. No, I'm not trying to test him. Well, it's obvious that he's drinking from a mug.
Yeah.
But what are the things that get highlighted?
Maybe that's a gimmick that we need to do. Is do like, because I have most of the beer glasses. There's some, but line up.
Yeah.
And just take bottles, and then just like one of each, and like what beer.
That's a good idea.
You would have to like you said Pilsner. I mean besides the you can get Pilsner or Kel or something like that, but like an actual Czech Pils, but line them up actually.
Line them up, yeah. I think that's a good idea. Can you? I want to know what happens. I
bet on that, like legit, I'm under 40%. Let's say we do 10, I get 4 right. Just sheer dumb luck. Like
you get 4
coin
right.
Flips.
That I don't even know what right means. Like
right according to them. If you look up beer styles, there's a lot of. I could probably get 4.
I think I could get the sour right because I get a lot of those. I'll get that. That would be correct. But I just want to know if there's a difference. What is the actual difference? And is it noticeable? Non-tap, sure, maybe.
But like Guinness. Guinness needs to come in a pint, like a pint glass. Because then one of the big buzzwords, lacing. You get the lacing with Guinness because a proper pour takes 2.5 minutes and a proper Guinness drink is 7 laces, I think. Yeah, I thought it was 7. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
Could be wrong.
Class.
Comment
I will someday. Yeah, comment below. Also, comment below if you think Instagram would be a good. If you'd follow us on Instagram.
I got, speaking of commenting below, not including Chuggalo Mom, I got 2 comments from, what's the popcorn you're talking about? Garrett's popcorn. Chuggalo Pete has Garrett's in his pantry right now.
Pete, that's what's up, dude.
And then Chuggalo Jeff was like, I can't believe you haven't heard of it. I go, popcorn's popcorn. But, so anyways, again, love that feedback, but people,
that's great feedback.
Yeah, like, everyone knows Garrett's, and now I get the freaking advertisements on my.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even Google it.
Oh, like, it's on though. Alexa knows.
Everyone's listening. All right. So for our first beer, which comes from the cellar of Matt. So thanks, cellar of Matt.
Yeah.
Is Jackie O's. So Ohio's own blueberry peach perpetum. Perpetum is one of their line, and this is their blueberry peach. Ironically, 2 fruits that I could do without for different reasons. It's a stainless steel fermented American sour ale fermented on, guess what?
Order.
Blueberries and peaches.
I mean, it's on and not in. Yeah.
GT, it's in the name.
Fermented.
It's in the name.
With.
Fermented on.
Oh, on. You lay the yeast and the blueberries down, one on top of the other, and it ferments. That's how it goes.
So this has been in my cellar for a while.
Cellar?
I should. Oh, that's something else that I learned. Some people, when they cellar their own beers, they wax seal their own.
Ooh.
Would you ever do that?
No.
Like, you know, and
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wouldn't do it.
But it's to, again, limit oxygen. But so they'll take a bottle, like I just took the cap off, and they wax seal it themselves. That's bold. That's how you know you're serious about your craft.
That's another thing. I think there's probably a good amount.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's what I was.
Hell yeah.
I did the same thing. I was like, whoa.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I was like, who? The oxygen that in or out of these things, I don't know. Bottle caps seem to do the job.
I mean, I could see a little bit.
There's a rubber gasket on the inside of these bottle caps.
Like, what can I attribute it to? I don't know. Well, I'll revisit that. Like, you know, like, is it akin to wearing 2 condoms?
Is it akin to wearing 2 condoms?
Yeah.
Jackie O's, baby.
Can I go into their webpage?
I would love nothing more than for you to do that while I look at this bottle.
So excellent. Check out information. Something that Jackie O's is much like a few of these. They're not on the World Wide Web. It's just https://JackieO's.com, and then just go to our story. So I think I've covered a little bit of this before when we did Chummalungma, and we talked about like the cancer give back and the charitability of Jackie O's, which was a great story. I've covered that. So, but the beauty, and I'm going to bring this back to food because a lot of things come back to food. So Athens, Ohio is in southeast Ohio. So Joe Burrow is taking the country by storm. This is like Joe Burrow's stomping grounds, like where he cut his teeth before he went to the LSU, won the national championship. So anyways, this is an American sour ale that's aged for just 3 months. So you can use that information as you will. They started not as Jackie O's, but they started in 2003 as O'Hooley's.
Oh, really?
O'Hooley's. Then they started Jackie O's in 2005. And right at that time, in 2005, they wanted to set themselves apart because you had Great Lakes at the other... Great Lakes is probably the OG, I would say, of Ohio craft beer. You would agree,
probably,
right?
Yeah.
And good, solid beers for sure. Jackie O's wanted to start up a sour and wild ale program, which takes a while, like as JT alluded to with the Foders. So they started cutting their teeth, and they have like Mystic Mama. That's their standard IPA, which is delightful. But they have a very diverse and almost 20-year program of wild ales and sour ales. So this just happened to be something that I was sitting on and wanted to share. And this, again, I didn't say it's an American sour ale, aged for 3 months, and it comes in at 5.4%. But they've got a great chronological of our history, again, on jackios.com/our story. And the fun one thing is Chomo Lungma, which was the cancer relief. I don't know if I covered this before, but they traveled with the Chomo Lungma, which was the Tibetan creature, the Tibetan mythical creature, and they actually climbed Everest.
Wow.
So awesome. Just cool story. But yeah, it goes year by year, and it ties in both brewery stories and personal achievements. So again, Jackie O's Blueberry Peach Perpetum, 5.4%.
Perpetum. So this is the Can Out Boner segment brought to you by Matt's Cellar.
Man, yeah. No, Chuggalo Mom still, right?
Yeah, Chuggalo Mom.
What a peach she is.
So like you said, yearly, this is the 2020, and there is an artist's name on here, so I will say it. It is Katie Schlacker.
It does say 2020 on there?
It does.
Even better. Thanks for the save, buddy.
Yeah, 20. It's very hard to see, but it says 2020. And this type of art is, I don't normally spend a lot of time on it because it's kind of hard to describe, but because there's an artist's name attached to it, I'll at least give it a shot. When I look at this can art, I think of celebration patterns. If you were to say, draw me a celebration without drawing anything that is actually a real thing, that's what I would get this. I would get that. Probably like a Mardi Gras type celebration. Maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah. It took me a little while to logically get
yeah,
there,
like
but
I
once
said a lot of words.
it made sense, yeah.
I'm not sure how that ties into the name of the beer. I looked it up. What does perpetum mean? And it is in perpetuity. I don't know what language it is. Just Googled it and I read the first thing that came up. But yeah, I think that the art kind of has this real like Mardi Gras type of like parade celebration type of feeling to it. It's got a lot of swirls and lines and just like repeated patterns, but repeated patterns in one part and then not repeated again later. So let's see. That's about all I can get out of that. That's the Can Out Boner segment brought to you by Chuggalo Mom. This beer has a lot of exactly what it tells you it is right away. It's blueberry and it's peach immediately. When you smell it, it does kind of have that fodder fermented kind of scent to it, and it makes you think like, oh, this is going to be super tart. It's going to coat the tongue, and the only flavor I'm going to get is sour. But that's not the case. It's actually very muted in its tartness and very amplified in its fruitiness. The blueberry really sticks out. Now, I smelled it at first, and then
whoever smelled it dealt it.
Yeah, well, actually, you dealt it. Thank you. Good. Perfect. Stop.
It's only 5.4.
Yeah. But once this is actually, I don't think I've ever even thought of this, but because I took a long break in between drinks, I think some of it dried to the side of the glass. Oh yeah, there's a ton of sediment,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
I want that.
Some of it dried to the side of the glass, and it actually made the glass smell like awesome, way better than the liquid itself. This is the only thing I would want more in this is for that blueberry, that pop of blueberry, just that amazing, just initial run of flavor.
You can see the flakes.
I wish it lasted the entire time, because now I'm tasting kind of just beer, and I think that's just because of just how sweet this beer is. It coats your tongue, and you kind of just get used to it. But this beer is so freaking good. Unexpected. 4.75.
off the top rope, JT and I have a lot of parity in this beer. The blueberry, which again, I'm not a big fan of blueberries. We always have it in the house. The reason why is the buy fives that we buy come in a 15 pack.
Okay.
They always put 6 blueberry ones in there. My daughters love it, which is good.
I like the blueberry.
It's a throwaway. It's a third tier fruit for me. It doesn't satisfy like a thirst when we're having a buy five, at least in my opinion. The peach is there in a support roll, but it excels in that support roll. So you take multiple, not top tier fruits, in my opinion, and you craft a sour, 3-month fermented beer, and it just excels so well in this. I don't know, originally what could you do that you would improve? I don't know. But I love the sour, the tartness, the cheek tightening, again, off the top rope, 475. This is wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
And so that concept of re-fermenting, I read this real quick while you were describing kind of the history. So the first fermenting is done with a proprietary yeast blend. Then the re-fermenting is done with the fruit.
Did you give them your yeast blend? Because I thought
I did give them my yeast
your
blend.
Your yeast blend is actually called proprietary.
It is. We're in the same time zone, same state, so I let them come over whenever they want and get my proprietary yeast blend. It's from my house.
The other reason I'm so excited to drink anything from Athens is because Athens, up until this upcoming, in a couple of months, is the only place in the state of Ohio where you can get Taco John's.
I didn't know that.
But there's a Taco John's location that's opening up, I believe, in Centerville. They've already announced. So I guarantee for like a month, Stacy and I will have it at least once a week.
This is the most Taco John's I've ever heard of in my life. I've never heard of this place.
It's going to be, it's upper Midwest and West.
And we share a name.
Yeah, it's like instead of, because we call it TJ's. So the interesting thing, I've talked to Pat about doing this, folks. 27 minutes. You want to know what pisses me off? Don't put price tags on the top of the motherfucking can.
Don't do it.
Put it on the side of the can. I know, because then I gotta sit there and fucking fiddle fuck and tell terrible stories. But anyways, so Taco John's has potato lays, or what they call. They're what most people would call hash brown crowns. They're not hash browns. Hash browns are cylinders. Crowns are discs, but girthy discs, if that makes sense. Like half a tater tot.
I think of hash browns as shaved potatoes.
Okay, so sorry, tater tots. So tater tots are cylinders.
Those are cylinders.
I screwed up. Potato crowns. Are like half a tater tot.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've had crowns.
Probably.
Okay. So at Taco John's they have something called potato lays.
Potato lays.
Which are
potato olays?
Olays.
Okay.
Potato olays.
Olay.
Like olay.
Yeah. Bullfighting.
Potato olays are taco or are tater tots, the cut in half, the tater tot crowns.
Tater tot crowns.
That they season. That's it.
Seasoned crowns.
So my wife calls them taco tots.
Taco tots.
Only it's a very regional thing I've never heard. So anyways, and she will die on this hill. So whenever we go back home, especially to my part of the state, we always have to stop. And our friends will always go, do you want us to get you some taco tots, like to make her feel comfortable? But it's more of a joke. So yeah.
So we made taco tots in our house before. We make tater tots and then we make a taco on top of the tater tots.
The seasoning that they use, the secret seasoning.
I'll try it.
Lowry's. That's it.
Lowry's?
That's the only thing they put on it.
No way.
Lowry's.
Well, that's a disappointment.
That's the only thing.
That's a huge disappointment. I can make that myself.
Our second beer comes to us. This was a sleeper hit in last year's advent calendar. So when I picked it up,
sleeper.
Plus, there's a lot of can art. So
It was an underdog.
I buy a lot of things with JT in mind to give him
That's great.
an opportunity. I didn't even know what type of beer this was. I just saw the can art and I wanted to see where he would take it. This is Tripping Animals Heavy Hammer. Heavy Hammer. A great name, elicits a lot. It's a DIPA. Comes in at 8.5%. Oh, I thought it was there.
Not primed.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. God, it's unfortunate. You can find out more at trippinganimals.com, www.trippinganimals.com. It's fantastic when you go to their website. Everything is going to be like the artwork that JT explains. They're from Doral, Florida, so it's in the Miami metropolitan area.
I think it is Doral.
I'm fairly certain it's Doral.
I'm gonna do this slower because it does deserve it.
The best part is, I don't know if we did a history on this because I think we've had them before. I've got the list in front of me. I always complain about not having the list. In 2011, 11 years ago, this brewery started in Caracas, Venezuela.
No shit.
Of all places to start a brewery.
Caracas, Venezuela.
Caracas, Venezuela. Like one of the most communist or, you can get a gallon of gas there, like cheapest gallon of gas in the world for $13, but it also, like a month's salary will buy you a meal at KFC.
Yeah.
So like inflation there is out of
It's
control.
crazy.
But so a bunch of Venezuelans moved to southern Florida in 2011 and started up a brewery. I just thought Caracas, Venezuela.
Man,
I will never ever say that not in relation to Tripping Animals.
Oh, okay.
On this podcast in the next 208 episodes. There's no brewery that I don't think that. Oh, have you had Flamingo Jingo or something like that?
Yeah.
But so, anyways, I present to you, JT, for your review.
Flamingo Jingo is definitely a good beer name.
Tripping Animals Heavy Hammer. It's a DIPA, 8.5%, 16-ounce can. Again, they started in 2011 in Venezuela.
I would love to talk to the Tripping Animals guys about that.
And I get that Dark Horse. You said Dark Horse, right? Last year.
Did I? Oh, I said Underdog.
Underdog. Because the combination in that beer.
And I think you said I don't remember, Dark Horse maybe, or just Unexpected. But the reason why it was an Underdog from my perspective was what they made sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
And what it was, the coffee sour, and what just delivered. You go back to last year's Advent Calendar videos for that. I don't know, day 14 maybe?
No, 14 was the winner.
16?
Tripping Animals was day 4.
Day 4.
I have the list over there. I can go.
Bad.
But so again, it was finally. So they started in 2011. It was finally in 2018 that Daniel Chacron, Ignacio Montenegro, Iker Elagoria, and Juan Manuel Torres, that came out good, came across their dream location and founded Tripping Animals Brewery Company in the heart of Doral, Florida.
Well,
crazy.
I'm a
4
huge
years
fan of Wilson Contreras, who's Venezuelan. So there you go. There's what we have in common.
Still a Cub to this day.
Yeah, so far. Hopefully the Cubs realize how hard it is to get a good catcher, all-star caliber catcher, and they keep him. I'd like to have the guys from Tripping Animals and Wilson Contreras on the podcast at the same time. That'd be great.
Just let them listen.
I think you'd enjoy it too. You're a big baseball guy, even though it's a Cub.
I've been close to Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. It's only 26 miles off the coast. And speaking of catchers, baseball related, did you see Martin Maldonado isn't allowed to? Yeah, what a crazy story!
Pretty awesome.
Gets a bunch of gifted bats and starts using them.
Yeah, it's fine. They lost that game, so there's really nothing to.
There's no competitive edge.
Yeah.
Well, technically the barrel's bigger, but
those like 2-piece bats are interesting. It's I don't know what the edge is, but they banned it.
They're the most them and football or baseball players are the most superstitious. Like bouncing the ball and shit.
Yeah. This is Can Runner segment brought to you by Chuggalo Mom. Hammerhead shark is surfing, and a muscular one with human arms and human legs. is surfing with board shorts on, but he is he at least yelling out something, or maybe he's angry. In the background, there's a setting sun. I assume it's setting. I don't know. It's probably not rising. Rising suns don't normally look like that. And there's a palm tree silhouette, and then there's a big wave on the other side of the can coming over the hammerhead shark. Hammerhead sharks are ugly, ugly, ugly creatures. I did watch something narrated by David Attenborough about why their eyes are the way they are, how evolution has given them that. I'm not sure if it was an advantage or not. It seems like it wouldn't be. My dad caught a hammerhead shark when he was a teenager, and he has pictures of it.
Was he noodling? Was it with his arm?
No.
Okay.
I think he was just fishing normally. So the picture he has, they had shot it with a shotgun, and then
shot it.
That's what they did. They shot it. He still had the shell from that. That was the thing he kept. The shell from the shotgun.
Was it 12 gauge, 20 gauge, 16?
Yeah. I don't
Pump,
know.
lever?
No idea.
Brake?
I wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't born yet. I don't know what the shells.
A lot of holes in your
story.
story.
It was probably like a buckshot, I would think.
Birdshot? Oh.
Buckshot. I said buckshot. Because it looked like it was just a plastic shell. So what would that? Then it probably just got a bunch of beads in it.
Yeah, that'd be birdshot.
That'd be birdshot. Maybe it was a buckshot then. It was buckshot.
So that like a slug.
Slug?
Do you have a slug barrel on it?
I have no fucking idea. He didn't have a gun.
Walnut stock, cherry stock. He didn't have a gun.
Not back then. He used someone else's shotgun.
Probably
like
the
Harbor Master.
Use the spear stick? You know that shoots.
That's a good question. No, because he used a shotgun because he told me that the shell that he showed me.
He
was
left
the
a lot of
shell
details
from
out.
I didn't know to ask those questions back then. I was just a child. He caught a hammerhead shark, and there's a picture of the hammerhead shark hanging there, bullet wound or wounds, I can't remember, and just it's a hammerhead. It's fucking crazy. They're weird animals because
Where did you shoot it?
They're nasty. I don't know.
You said they was laying there with a bullet hole.
I don't know the anatomy, but it was like this area.
Okay.
Of the shark.
The ventral side?
If I had to guess, it was his chest.
Yeah. Okay.
There's probably ribs there. The gills are somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But their eyes look sideways. But I think that if you look at the profile of the hammerhead shark's vision, they can actually see behind and in front at the same time. It's like a gecko or whatever those things are with the fucked up eyes.
Yeah.
Their field of view is like sweeping. It's huge. So I guess it would be an evolutionary benefit. This one though, he's surfing. I'm not sure how much vision you need for that. It's more of a feel, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see the wave, but after that, you just kind of feel it. And the weird thing about this guy is wearing board shorts, and I've tried many board shorts in my life. I don't know if I have a weird shaped body or if I'm always like been in between sizes. But like everyone always looks more comfortable in board shorts than I feel in board shorts. You know?
Yeah.
There are people who just look like they're good. They're gonna be good forever in those board shorts. Me, I'm never comfortable in them. Can't figure it out. Maybe I just need to buy better ones or something.
Are you a liner guy or no liner?
Well, I would like to find a no liner board short that fits great, but I wear a liner.
I'm 100% liner. I need it.
Yeah, I wear the liner. So what I've done recently is I wear
I have some shorts.
Athletic boxer briefs.
I have some shorts I'd like you to try in a totally hetero way, and because I appreciate the shit out. I'm weird about shorts because I have giant thighs. That's the only reason. Because things ride up and they don't go down.
Oh, that's the same here. I hate it. But this is a muscular hammerhead with muscular human arms. Very thin legs. Skips leg day for sure. It's definitely skips leg day. Very thin thighs. That's probably why the board shorts are so good on him. And he's just like, he's like, what is that? It's kind of like, it's like your metal grip. Kind of just like, you know, your
39 minutes.
Yeah, 39 minutes.
He's tense. Look at that. Both sides.
That's the can art bonus segment. It's great can art. It's awesome. Love it. Totally eye-catching. I would buy this beer, definitely, just for the can art. Boom. The IPA itself, wow, very good. I mean, the flavor is off the charts, and it's not in a dank, like West Coast, like way. Like typically the West Coast will, I think they'll dry you out. This is like a West Coast New England IPA. It's totally wet. It's not hazy, definitely not. It has the dankness. I would say, oh man, I just can't pinpoint like what this does not taste like a traditional West Coast IPA. It's got I mean, I can't even use the hops as a jumping off point here. I would say there's like a melon, like a muted, like it's dulled. Something's dulling the hops here, but dulling it in a way that gives it a different flavor, like a melon. And I like it. It's wet, not dry. West Coast IPA. Man, it's really good. Like it's Tripping Animals does not disappoint. This beer is very good. I would drink this. I mean, can this shit up and sell it in 6-packs. I'll buy it all day. This beer is very good. It is high up though. You can't taste it. I mean, high for an IPA, 8.5.
It's a dipper.
Oh, it's a dipper. Okay, I did not read that far ahead. Just West Coast. So it's a dipper. All right. Well, still love it. I think this beer is, man, it's fucking good. What do I give this beer? I give this beer a very good score. Man, this is a tough one. I think I'm at a 4.5 on this beer.
Holy shit. So we're at the same place on both these beers. Yeah.
I'm glad that I went first.
So the beauty is, and JT is circling the drain in a respectful way on this beer. This beer is crushable. Like
crushable for sure.
The tough thing is on the price point, there's other beers out there like at a $28 price point, you're thinking, $7 a can. It's what I pay when I go out to a bar or something like that, no tip or whatever. But like this, there's no, like this is but the 8.5 is going to catch up to you. Mm-hmm. And that's the weighing, like, coming into the holiday season, coming into good times with friends, good times with family, where you're going to have, a couple of barley pops in a sitting. I'd love to have this from the conversation point because it's eye-catching, from across the room. If you don't drink it with a Coos, you're like, oh, what's Tom, Dick, or Harry having over there? Mm-hmm. And Heavy Hammer's right there. The interesting thing is, so again, off the top rope, I'm at a 4 or 5. The Simcoe and Mosaic are both cryo. So it's Simcoe cryo, Mosaic cryo. It has it on the can. I don't know if those hops have been cryogenically frozen or something. Because cryo, I think, of freezing like or something like that.
Probably.
To, like freeze dry them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And if that's something that like enhances or, again, it's experimenting. And as JT did a great job of explaining what that coffee sour was last year and how we're like, man, this is that beer. I don't know if you guys recollect or remember, but that beer saved that first week of the Advent calendar. Again, I think it was the 4th.
There was a lot of middle of the road shit. Yeah, there was like standard beers that you would be like, this is beer.
This beer came in and it was wild and it was loud, just like the artwork, bold, using a lot of those Miami Vice neon, pink, blue, yellow type colors that are prevalent. Again, this is a dangerous beer because it's crushable and it comes in at 8.5.
Yeah, it's very crushable.
You can't, what's the difference between a 7.2 and an 8.5? I think there's a lot. Math in public, carry the ampersand 1.3.
Yeah.
But
about that.
God, like a 6-pack of Truth, because that's always going to be my go-to. A 6-pack of Truth is $10. 7.2 all day. This is 20, and you get, what is that? 60, 72 ounces, 16, so 32, 64, so less ounces, but more booze, so you're there. I can drink Truth. I can sustain on Truth. I don't know if I'd be able to sustain
No, I don't
this.
think you could sustain on this. And
Even though it's less.
But this
fluids.
is, this, but Truth and the likes of Truth,
Yeah.
they are apparent. You know you're drinking what you're drinking.
Yeah.
This is not your standard West Coast. Like this, the flavor here is, I mean, this has less dankness, less hoppiness than
Less
Truth,
citrus. Less
than
citrus.
standard IPA.
Yeah, this is dulled. I'd say
This
Truth
is
has
way
more
dull.
citrus.
Yeah,
This
but
is
also more of that hop dank.
this is fantastic. I'm gonna go get more of this because, again, this is like I'm having a difficulty reaching, the gravitas which this beer requires. I'm not put off by. I want places like this to keep making stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's why you reinforce that by buying their product. Again,
That's right.
We're congruent, parallel on both these beers across the spectrum today. 4.5 to 4.5. It's nice because I have my spreadsheet right in front of me. But again, Tripping Animals, I wish they were a lot closer because I feel like they would have a lot to offer that and like a good Cuban sandwich in this. Just it sounds fucking delightful, right?
I love Cuban sandwiches. Did you mention that this is a collaboration?
I didn't. God bless.
This is a collaboration with our amigos from Humble Sea Brewing Company.
I did not mention that. Son of a gun. Well,
That's all right.
Humble Sea Brewing. Because their last one, that coffee sour, was a collab.
Was it?
Maybe they do everything collab. Maybe that's just
whatever they're doing it right. The can art gets you to buy it. The flavor gets you to buy it again.
It did, because if you go to like essentially Pat's, Hall's, wherever you want to call it, is a bodega.
Yeah.
And his beer is not stacked in a way like it's packed in there.
It's the Highlights magazine.
Wow.
What's the difference? The Highlights magazines where it's like this image is this and this one's this. What are the differences here? It's just like a brain overload.
In the cooler, it'll be stacked. 12-ounce cans are stacked 3 high, different.
Yeah. So you have to
makes.
your beer has to stand out in order for it to be purchased. If it's just like words, it's gonna get passed over.
Can I tell you?
It won't be seen.
Can I tell you another reason why I question why I live in Ohio and why you moved back? Bell's Two Hearted.
Mm-hmm.
Double Two Hearted.
Double Two Hearted.
I discovered the mystery.
What's the mystery?
They don't distribute to Ohio anymore in that beer.
Well, there you go.
All the states around Ohio? Yes. Not Ohio.
I wonder why. Like, what is it about Ohio? Because I feel like
any high grav beers like that don't.
Ohio's just better.
The same with 120 minute. I would buy $300-400 in 120 minute every year.
What the hell?
I don't know if I need to just have it shipped to me. I'm right there for Double Two Hearted. I want that buttery, savory, aging IPA. Double, you can't do that with. You gotta drink it fresh.
Fresh.
Like the other stuff, I like pulling, with like a nice piece. There are certain things I like, and that I actually went to their website instead of just screaming at the heavens and Old Man Screaming at the Cloud, and they're like, we don't send this to this state. Like us in Louisiana, there's a couple other states.
I wonder why.
There's like 13 states.
That's messed up. Ohio's the best.
And it's no longer available in most Wisconsin stores. I have 5 people looking for it. I'm just, we're heartbroken.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. I don't know why they choose not to come to Ohio.
It's a high grab. It's got to be a gravity thing.
Yeah, it's got to be. There's a lot of weird laws here, but I feel like our beer, like as a state, the beer, just like appreciation and knowledge, I think is higher than other states, many other states. And like we get it here. We're not too big for our britches. Like the reason why there's pallets of Busch Light apple in Illinois is because they are full of shit.
Interesting.
And I think that they take themselves so seriously. It's like Goose Island. I mean, they take themselves so seriously that, I don't know, like Tripping Animals. They're like, we're going to make some awesome beer and then we're going to put some crazy ass can art on it. Whereas, I don't know, Illinois is fucking weird. I don't know, it's weird. Pipeworks and Illuminated, they're about what? They're the highlights.
What about that Wild Turkey Hill?
Yeah. Whiskey Hill,
That's
if they were more widely distributed, I couldn't tell you if they're even still a brewery. I hope they are because they're very good.
I enjoyed them.
Yeah. Next time I go in, which will be December, I'm gonna try to go there and bring some back.
I can't wait for that to happen.
I bet you can't. And you're gonna have to say the brewery the right way because it's.
I did.
It's
I said review. I said exactly the same thing.
What did you say?
Yeah, Wild Whiskey Turkey Hill.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey Hill. This is a good beer.
These are. This was fantastic. I mean, again, Tripping Animals. They're gonna be. If they were more prevalent around here, they'd be graded against what they do, and then the Jack Yosh's happened to be a seller. I think that's the only year they made it.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's unfortunate because that was my last bottle.
Blueberry. Well, I'm glad you shared it with me. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
it was very good.
Good content.
It was great content. The blueberry. Let's smell the glass.
There was something.
Oh, it's so fruity. It smells like cereal.
There was something else. I can't. God, if only I remembered these things.
I know. I don't know. What was it? Was it sports related?
No.
Was it beer related?
No.
No, not even beer related. Wow.
I don't know. I can't remember. When I can't remember, I literally can't remember.
Yeah. Well, that's literal. That's as literal as it gets.
Tomorrow's November.
Tomorrow's November. That's true. Tonight. Happy Halloween, by the way.
2 months. 2 months left.
Very spooky. It's a spooky day today. You going trick or treating later?
I will be, because I have small children.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go trick or treating. I'm gonna hand out candy. We do. Spoiler alert. We get about 30 full size candy bars a year. If you're lucky enough to receive one, that means you're awesome.
So do you just turn off the light at 30?
No, we have small candy bars too.
Oh, the first 30.
So like if we have met the kid, you're getting a full size candy bar.
Wow.
If we have not met, I know that's fucked up, but if we've not met you,
that's Oakwood.
No, this is just our rule. We go to Costco, get some full size candy bars, because I feel like it's people like that, kids like that. And it incentivizes me to meet my kids' friends. They have at this age they have a ton of friends. They're saying names I've never heard before.
Do both kids trick or treat?
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of Lashback this year. So, anyways,
Lashback's stupid.
Halloween adjacent. The Lashback is from other people are saying, don't worry about the 16-year-old that is trick-or-treating. They could be out drinking beer instead.
Yeah, I agree. That was my argument when we were taken to court for noise pollution with my punk band. It was like, you're upset that we're playing music.
Yeah.
And you're calling the cops, and the you in this story is our neighbors. Yet, we could be out doing way worse stuff. Way worse.
We were smart when we were doing way worse stuff. I don't care. It's candy. I'm gonna pass a little bit of judgment, but that's fine. Have fun either way that you want to. Trick or treat as a 16-year-old. Go have a couple of beers in the safety of your own home. That's fine. It doesn't affect my life.
Yeah.
No?
No, I don't want my kid having beers yet. No. He's not 16 though.
Yeah. When did you have beers?
When did I have beers? Yeah, maybe.
See?
16, 17.
Big house, JT. Just saying.
I don't know. Big house.
More money, more problems.
Is that what they say?
I don't know. That's what Mace says.
Mace?
Mace.
I think that was someone else.
I think it was Mace with Puff Daddy. More money, more.
I think it was Biggie. I think it was Biggie. No, yeah, I think P Diddy did say something about that.
So it was Big, and Mace is in the music video.
Oh, Mace is there.
Mace and Puffy. So boom, nailed them all.
They redid Puff Daddy, P Diddy redid the Led Zeppelin song for Godzilla.
Yeah, 1998.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm fine with kids trick or treating. I don't give a shit. You want to trick or treat? If I've met you, you're gonna get a full size candy bar. You don't have any full size candy bars? Let's be honest here. Like you make the joke, but you make fine money.
But
you could afford some full size candy bars.
I'm glad you're turning the tables. So both of us are out. So we just leave a table out. With
you don't want to leave full size candy bars on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the leave a table out thing.
But both
I
of us are out
understand that
because
you have young kids and you got to take them trick or treating.
So like last year, I did the riding lawnmower and the trailer, and the girls absolutely loved it. Loved it. This year it looks like we're gonna dodge the rain. But people are like, this isn't beer related. We had 2 neighbors hand out beer.
It is beer related. Trick or treating is important.
We hand out Jello shots, and we will have beer while we're walking around.
Yeah,
it's beer related. Come on,
beer related.
Like it's our neighbor's kitty corner or whatever. They'll be like, hey, they'll have a random, like, I'm gonna hand out beer. I have no problem. If you come up with your parents or whatever, like, you get rewarded. That's awesome that you're as involved as this man is with his. I wish I was at his level, but I'm glad that
my level.
You're super involved. I need to be more involved. Like
in what?
You with my children. So like
you're
at this level. And I'm like at this. So that's why like we go out and we just leave a table and we just say, hey, take 3 or 4, because we don't want that stuff.
There'll come a time when they establish a group of best friends, and there really are. And not like just those are the kids that wound up being in dance class or whatever,
And that's the thing, like we do play dates, like I'm reinforcing like when I say my best friend, like it was right about this age that I identified and I imprinted, and and we're celebrating his 40th birthday next month. Well, technically it's December. He's an old fuck. But so I'm super excited for it. But so I understand, like, and I want to reinforce that because I just happen to get lucky, but I'm just hoping to like artificially reinforce that.
Yeah.
And it just happens that her dad likes beer, so that's
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect combo. None of my kids' friends' dads have approached me about drinking beer.
You gotta approach them. You gotta go out of your shell.
No, I go out of my shell. So yeah, my kid, he's got his best friends. One of his best friends I coach with his dad.
Yeah.
He just doesn't seem to be a big beer drinker.
You more forward like me. Be more.
Yeah. You know what he does like is baseball.
School.
And
you like baseball.
He likes the Mets, which I'm not here. But he apparently he's a Mets fan, and he's got this insane Yankees collectible like memorabilia collection, which I still haven't seen. He keeps it locked up. Even his kids can't see it.
Be more forward.
So that means it's really good.
Outside your comfort zone.
He said he's got some Mickey Mouse stuff. I'd like to see it.
Oh, it's like a 62 or something like that.
Maybe the cards, maybe autos. I think he's got some autograph photos. I don't like saying graph toys.
On the topic of baseball.
On the topic of baseball.
Much like Nolan Arenado didn't opt out, Chuggalos, we hope that you continue to opt in.
Opt in.
We don't have $144 million to offer you guys, but we do have at least 14.4 more laughs.
That's true.
Between here and episode
144 million, probably.
Between here and episode 300.
Lots of laughs.
It gives us a long.
LOL.
Gives us a long.
Lots of love.
Gives us a long runway and be able to meet that goal.
Yep.
But again, the advent calendar 11 11 11 11 11
at 11. 11, 11, 22.
Yep.
11, 11, 11 times 2.
Yep.
Not squared.
Barrel House.
At 11. Barrel House.
Multiple people have said they're going to try to make it. I know.
Multiple people have said they're going to try to make it. Multiple people have said they are going to make it.
Yep.
And those are the people
Either
that
we'll dominate. Let's make the Barrel Houses nut that day.
We're going to dominate the Barrel House on Veterans Day.
But that's it. I'm JT. He's
also JT.
Yeah,
we got 2 JTs. Just a couple of JTs.
He handled that. You handled that really well.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's it.
I could never be mad.
You could be. Did you say mad?
I could never be mad.
JT.
I could never be mad at Matt.
I'm the TJ.
He's the TJ. I'm the JT. That's it. That's episode 208. And if you flip that, that's 802. That's math. Bye.